This video is brought to you by patreon.com/worsttake. Get access to exclusive live streams and Discord servers, on-screen shoutouts, and early access to some videos when you join now. Help make sure that we can continue to make content like this by supporting the Patreon. Links are in the description down below. What I want to go through today is going to take a little bit of time. I don't know how long this video will be, but I do want to look at all 20 of Deshaun Watson's sacks, or all the sacks that I could chart, and figure out what exactly went wrong, right? Because in the offseason, when we're away from the tape, we're away from the film, we're away from the study, a lot of us can just blame whatever we feel like blaming for any bad thing that you want, and make it seem like a player is disproportionately the problem on that side of the ball, when that might not be the case. And what I wanted to do is look at, okay, we have some issues with the offensive line. What's the problem? Is it Deshaun Watson himself taking too many sacks? Is it the play calling? Is it just the other team winning? What is breaking down on here? And that's why I'm attempting to diagnose by looking at all of these sacks throughout the years. Pretty long tape, a lot of plays here, obviously about 20. So let's just get started. Okay, so this first sack I have credited as Deshaun's fault. One of the reasons is, just look at his feet here. We're going to play this in slow motion. All right. So 1, 2, 3, 4. So he takes an extra step, gets extra deep, then has to shuffle in, and look at his feet in the shuffle step. So he goes 1, 2, 3, 4, like just a lot of like multiple choppy steps here. It really puts his tackles in a horrible position, right? Because when he gets that deep, they have to overset, which means they're going to give up the inside, trying to just get depth. And depth, my bad, with the P, not death, trying to get depth back there. But then he chops so hard and so fast up the field that it matters that the inside's given up, and you can see both these tackles lose inside. We could blame this on Jed and Jack, but I think it's more on Deshaun. He has to be more sound in the pocket and less skittish. Now, this is his first game back. Obviously, there's reasons why he was like this, but yeah, that's a sack on Deshaun. I'm gonna credit that one to Deshaun. This next sack here, I have credited as a coverage sack. So we get to this top of his drop. Defense pretty much has everything locked up here. There's nothing really available. They have this bracketed in the middle. They have a nice hold on Amari Cooper. Kareem Hunt's covered out the flat. Same thing with Jermaine Pratt on David Njoku. And they have a deep safety back out there for Donovan Peoples-Jones. There's nowhere to go with this football. He holds, trying to make something happen, and coverage sack. Again, there's really no catastrophic breakdown in the offensive line. Like, I think that's fine. That's a fine rep there for everybody. Like, even Jed does a good job anchoring down here to make sure that Trey Henderson can't get that arm outside. And one of the things to watch here, right, because I think sometimes when we watch offensive tackle play, all we care about is, did the offensive lineman move? The offensive lineman's going to move. That always happens. It's not really a good indicator of if somebody won to rep. It's the small stuff here. So you see how 91 is trying to push Jed out here, and then he's going to try to shed, but Jed's not going to allow him to shed. Watch how Jed makes sure that his arm, he has good arm placement here because he stops the punch with his hand, gets his hand on the wrist, and then gets his hand on that outside shoulder of Hendrickson. So now he can't get beat outside. All he has to do is give ground slowly, which he's doing a great job at right here, just giving ground slowly. And once he's at that point, he even drops the anchor right here really well. This is a great rep by Jed. Drops the anchor and still does not allow Hendrickson to get that arm outside of his until he gets dangerously close to like almost getting a holding call if he hangs on any longer. So he lets go there. Boom. That's fine. Was it technically a pressure? Yes, but that's not Jet Wills' fault. That's on the coverage. And And you can say that's kind of on DESHAUN too for holding on to the ball that long. He should just threw it out of bounds. But without knowing the downer distance, I'm not going to blame that on DESHAUN. I'm going to put that on coverage. This one right here, I have a dual count for Jack Conklin and coverage here. And I think this is on Jack because he holds. Right, so we're going to look at the end zone angle of this. And again, watch 78. That's who we're going to focus on for this play. Yeah, so Jed does a fine job over there. Jack, he's getting pushed a fair amount. And then you notice what happens here, right? The hand placement is what's wrong with this. So Jack does a good job of getting that arm on the outside shoulder, but you see how his hand, he misses the punch there. So he punches, he misses. Not really an effective punch there by Jack. Watch Jack's right arm. He gets a punch there, but it doesn't do anything to stop Hub. And Hub just pushes him. And again, he can't get beat inside now because he has that good arm placement. But the poor arm placement with the right arm is going to allow Hub to get free here. And then he does the even worse thing, holds with both arms, right? There's a tug here, clear tug. You can see shoulder pads. So clear tug here, gets beat. And he's even holding on to the other arm, which is fine. But that was a clear Jack Conklin got beat. Also pretty good coverage in the back end. There was really nowhere for DESHAUN to go with the ball. This one I have as design and also on Joe Bitonio. So this is the one. I think Joe Bitonio on this whole thing only gives up a half a sack. Now I have this as a design because look what happens here. Yeah, free run. So whenever you see a free run like that, that means the design won out, right? That the defensive coordinator cooked up the exact right call at the right moment whenever you see a free run. So they do something interesting. They put Logan Wilson, a linebacker, on the line of scrimmage, and they have I believe that's Hubbard at stand up inside Mike linebacker. And what they do here is pretty smart. Logan Wilson does a great job of just getting inside of Joe, which Joe shouldn't let happen. And Joe even knows that because he goes for a pretty bad reach block here. I mean, that's just bad. Joe will even tell you it's bad. You never want to be in that position. So now, also what I want you to pay attention to is the job that DJ Reader does as the nose here, right? He not only gets his arms inside with that nice swim, but he also occupies both Teller and Yodi. So now Yodi, who's trying to slide over to help Joe Bitonio, can't get there in time. Since he can't get there in time, Joe can't just let him pass through and get onto Sam Hubbard. So now Sam Hubbard gets the win through. This is great execution of a great play call by the Cincinnati Bengals. They get the credit there. Joe Bitonio does get a little bit of credit there for the sack too, because he just did a poor job of adjusting to the circumstances there, which doesn't happen often with him. This one right here, they beat you with the play call. So this is the other team just winning the rep. Not much you could do here. Even Nick Chubb, there's not much, right? He's supposed to be in protection, but he's not going to get there in time. And everybody else, this is just, you got beat on a gamble. They call it the right play. Happens. That's nothing to be too upset about. This one right here is on Jed. So watch Jed right here. One of the things that Jed does is he oversteps. So he sometimes takes way too many steps. And then that allows him, since all of his momentum's going deep, it allows him to get beat inside. I'll show you what I mean by that. Look how many steps he takes here to keep up with Justin Houston. And then right here, he should have probably right here. This should have been his last step. He should be hovering, waiting for a punch. But he takes one more step, and that's all Justin Houston needed to get to the inside shoulder and beat him. It's too many steps. Jed's biggest issue is he's easy to beat inside. much easier than he should be, right? And this is part of the reason why he's just too eager right here, right? He keeps taking these steps when he didn't have to, and then he gets out of position here, takes a weak punch. This is a bad punch here. So the overstepping, when he's in position to make a good punch here, he should have been able to make a strong punch. But since he overstepped, he got caught on the move, so he bit on the Euro step. So now he's even deeper. And now you look at this weak punch he has to do. Butt out, arms forward. You're not powerful like that. And then he gets beat inside. Not much he could do here other than hold him and hope Deshaun Watson just breaks a tackle. And luckily, I think Justin Houston got a face mask on that, so that didn't count against him on the total coverage. But that's definitely on Jed. That's his first one of the day. This one is also on design. This is good design here by the Baltimore Ravens. So, again, another situation where they put a linebacker at the line of scrimmage. And then they rush one. They rush the middle, let Roquan slide back out into coverage. And I would say Deshaun should have got rid of the ball quicker, but there's nothing he could do here. This happens way too quick. And you get the free run. Not much Teller can do there. Yode's kind of lost in the middle. And that is a good job by Baltimore's defense. This one I think is on DeShaun. Yeah, this is on DeShaun. So, yeah, this is on DeShaun. I think he held on to this a little bit longer than he should have. Right, so he gets the ball, 1, 2, 3 good steps, and then ball should have been out. There were multiple opportunities to get the ball out here. He had the underneath. What down is it? I can't tell the down and distance, but if it's anything but third down, he held on to the ball too long here. The ball should have been out. Preferably to David Njoku right there. You could hit the middle of that. You have a 1-on-2 situation here with Amari Cooper that you feel like you could win, especially if you know he's on the curl. You definitely feel like he can win that. Even David Bell is right there. That's a winnable route. Multiple opportunities to get rid of the ball. I understand it was cold in this game, but if you're going to drop back to throw, you still got to throw what's open. So multiple opportunities to get rid of the ball. So that's on him. Wyatt Teller also, like he's lucky that I'm putting this on Deshaun because I can also put this on him because he fell asleep. Look, he's blocking. Like, the ball out, right? Like right here, he's like, ball's out, right? Like you can see him like go from engage to, okay, the ball's out. So what happened here was he allowed 91 to throw him off because 91 jumps like he just saw the ball go over his head and he tried to block it and he does it again. And then that just completely gets Wyatt to put his guard down. The second he saw that hand. So 91 jumps, and then I watch Wyatt's body language after this. Whoop. He got fooled. Wyatt got fooled there. All right, this is Deshaun. I'm putting this one on Deshaun again here. End game situation. Just holds on to the ball too long. And look, there's not a great throw he can make here, but look, that corner to Amari Cooper, it's there. It's a makeable play. Even if you watch what David Bell coming inside on this cross, that's there. He thought he saw a lane here to run, didn't really see the inside linebacker, so he doesn't get it. But I would have rather he put the game's chances on fourth down on that corner route with Amari Cooper. I felt like that was there if you could make a good enough throw to win the game there. That's on Deshaun. Instead, he takes a sack. This next play is on Ethan Posick, the center. Oh, no, this isn't that play. This is just the same play in the end zone angle. But you see how like, they didn't give up the pressure or anything. He just got himself sacked there. All right, this one's on Posick at center. Snaps the ball, just gets beat. This is his first game back from injury, I think. So I'm going to be lenient on him. But yeah, we can go back and look at it. Snaps the ball, and he just gets beat. Yeah, that's as clear as day. That's on Ethan. This next one's on both Jed and Wyatt Teller. So Jed gets beat inside, and then Wyatt gets beat outside. And they create a sandwich. Now DESHAUN, strong enough to break out of it, only takes like a small sack. But the initial pressure that created that situation, it's on Jed and that's on Wyatt. Look at Jed here on the left side. Again, allows himself to get beat. It took a weak punch here. Well, he took a weak punch here. You can see his back's arched. Like, took a weak punch, got caught taking a weak punch, got thrown aside, got beat inside. He's got to find a way to be better at that. And then Wyatt Teller here. Daron Payne. Look at them hands by Daron. Oh, my goodness. Look at this. Daron just like completely just washes Wyatt's hands and then immediately just proceeds to win that route. Not route, but rep. Yeah, that's why they paid Daron Payne that much money. It's a beautiful rep by him. This next one's on Jack Conklin, number 78 on the top of your screen. I don't know what he thought he was doing. Like, this is a mystery to me. I don't know what he had going here, but he gets out here and just like decides to punch when he didn't need to. So yeah, this I think Chase Young's just kind of mushing the rush. Whoever's out there, he's just kind of trying to stay out there, trying to contain DESHAUN in the pocket. And for whatever reason, Jack Conklin feels like it's a good idea to go up and take a punch and step into it. So he gets swept easily. I mean, like by the time he's in this position, he's cooked. And then he gives up the sack. What do you thought you was doing? What did you think you were doing there, Jack? Come on, dog. Come on. That's just being too. I think he got bored, right? He wanted to make a play, so he decides to go up there and make one for no reason. And then you end up making a bad play. Gotta be patient. I mean, he's literally a all-pro, but that didn't look very all-pro right there. This next one I have on Wyatt Teller. Yup. Boy, got beat. And who's that? Daron Payne. All right. Now somebody else got the sack, but that's all Daron Payne. That's Daron Payne's money. I mean, look at that. Let's go back and look at that. That is all Daron Payne's money right here. It is nuts. Yeah. So I think Daron Payne just immediately wins this rep. It's something crazy. This is a bad situation. Look how Wyatt Teller's the only one looking towards DESHAUN. That's how you know you're in a bad spot, right? But almost immediately off the ball, does a great job. Just again, look at the hands of Daron. Just beautiful hands. He never lets Wyatt get a single finger on him. He's so quick, so precise. And when you're that precise with your hands, you're able to just get by, guys. That's on Wyatt. I mean, Daron Payne was just playing really well, but that's on Wyatt. You can't. You supposed to be all pro too, bro. All right. Not gonna lie, a lot of this stuff's gonna be on James Hudson in this game. He just did not have a good game. Now, again, he was going up against TJ Watt. And I know people going to immediately be like, well, what do you expect? He's a second-year player going up against TJ Watt. Well, dog, what's he supposed to do if he's in this division? Like, he's going to have to be decent against TJ Watt. Like, being bad against TJ Watt is not acceptable. Not being catastrophic versus TJ Watt is not acceptable. You're in the NFL, right? We get James Hudson out here. And they know, they get him one-on-one. Because the Browns, I think they needed to get some yards at this point. And James, like this, he shouldn't got beat this bad. Because why are you not getting any deeper versus TJ Watt? Or are you just not capable of getting deeper here, right? The depth is bad here. The foot is horrible. This foot placement that he does, like I think he trips. He had to have tripped. Yeah, I think he tripped. All right, so I think he trips right here. Yes, because this step doesn't make any sense. Like, this is his first step. Look how much ground he covers, and then look how little ground he covers with that second step. So he must have tripped or something. I don't think anybody touched him. Nobody touched him. So he tripped. I'm going to say he tripped because his feet can't be that bad. He trips, doesn't cover enough ground, and just immediately gets beat outside. And I understand that's TJ Watt. But that you would have gotten beaten by Derek Watt on that rep with those feet. You know what I mean? Another one here where he just trips, like he can't stay on his feet. I don't know what that is. Like what's going on here? He's the only one sliding and slipping. Right? Nobody else is. So like what's going on here? Another one, just horrible first step. It's almost like he's panicking because TJ Watt's there. And look, he already off balance. Look at that. He's sitting in a chair. Look at that. He's sitting in a chair. Look, he look like he's sitting in a chair. And since he's sitting in a chair, he got to continue to make bad steps. So first step, bad. Second step, awful. Third step, dookie. Gets beat outside. Forces a sack. I mean, do I got to say it again? So, James Hudson, man, I feel bad for him. He had a bad one. I guess I'll give the last one partial credit to DESHAUN because probably he held on to the ball. Man, James, like, what are these steps that he's taking? What? Okay, one good step, and then he just takes these little chops afterwards. And he keeps getting beat outside and wondering why. Goodness gracious, DESHAUN. How did you not go down the first time? All right. Yep. So James just didn't have a great day. All right. I have 2. Honestly, I should have put 3 on him. But I put 2 there. Just to be nice. I mean, I'm gonna give one of his sacks to DESHAUN. This one. What happened here? Was this the pick play? I think this was the pick play. Oh yeah, this was the pick. Okay, yeah. This is beautiful design. I want y'all to see what happened here. All right, so watch 97. Cam Hayward, right? This is beautiful. So Highsmith and Hayward are on this opposite side, and I've not seen this very much. They snap the ball. Hayward gets inside here and sets a screen. Literally sets a screen. And that allows both of these dudes to run free. They ran a pick and roll. This is why Mike Tomlin is one of the like most respected defensive coaches in the game, because like this is just brilliant. He found a way to run a pick and roll in the line of scrimmage. Like, we got to run this. This is nuts. Look at this. This is a pick and roll. Set the screen and then watch the defense follow this guy over top. And then literally he just rolled to the basket, dog. He ran a pick and roll. He got a roughing the passer, but that's beautiful. Look at that. It's a pick and roll. I don't even know what Jed's supposed to do there, dog. Like, he got picked. That doesn't happen. I've not seen that in any film review I've done. I've not seen that. That's beautiful. I give the credit to the Steelers on that one. That's all Pittsburgh right there. All right, dog. What's going on, James? All righty, dog. Yeah, I can see why they drafted DeJuan Jones. Because again, man, I understand it's TJ Watt, but you're not getting beat here because it's TJ Watt. You're getting beat here because you're not playing well. Like, anybody could have won this rep against him. Okay, so horrible. Like, look at the reaction to snap. By the time he starts his first step, everybody's moved on the football field. Mike Woods, by the way, got to get set earlier. Look, everybody's moved. He's the last guy on the line to move. Say what you want about Jed Wills. He gets out there quick. Good ball get off for him. So, I mean, he never had a chance. Got off the ball late, took terrible recovery steps, and then just straight up tried to tackle TJ Watt. And then, DESHAUN fumbles. Yeah, man. Yeah. Yeah. Like, I don't know what I'm supposed to say about that. I understand Hub's a young, I mean, not Hub. Hudson's a young player, and I want him to be a good player on this team. I hope this is not representative of what he can do. Because if it is, this is worrisome. Just God. This isn't TJ Watt dominating you because he's just TJ Watt. I would have let that slide. Look how close his feet are together, man. This is just bad tackle play. Bad tackle play. No way around it. That's horrible. All right, this one's on Hub, who got in there at left tackle at the end of this game. And this Hub ain't got it no more. See, like, if that was happening to James, okay, whatever. Right? Like, Hub ain't got it no more. That's clearly what happened to Chris Hubbard. He ain't got it no more. He tried to get them steps out. He ain't got them steps. Now, again, Hub's a 10-year vet, and James is in his second year. But so, it's still a different situation. But you see Hub, he tries to get out there. He tries to get deep. He's trying. He just can't get there. He can't get there anymore. Right? He's not fast enough. Like, the stats fine. The first stats fine. He should have probably got a little bit more depth, but he shouldn't be at the point in his career where he has to get that deep. But that's where he's at. He's had so many injuries to where that first step has to be giant. And if you're doing that, you're giving up a lot inside. So I just don't know what he can do there to fix that. And he just gets right under him. I'm gonna be charitable to James Hudson because it's not like he's doing a better job on the other side, but I've picked on the dude bad enough. But there it is. So by my estimation, I have 5 sacks that are about the other team, right? Either it was great coverage, either they had a great play call, or either the Browns called something, they lost the gamble on it, and the defense won the gamble on it, right? That's 5 of those sacks. When it comes to individual players, Ethan Posick, I would say 1 of those sacks was his fault. Jed Wills, about 1.5 of those sacks are his fault. James Hudson, 3 of those sacks are his fault. And that's really bad because he only played in 1 game and he's by far the leader. Chris Hub, of all the offensive linemen at least, Hub was 1 sack. I had Wyatt Teller down for 1 sack was his fault. And J.C. Treader, not J.C. Treader. Was that Joe Bitonio? I don't know. My handwriting's terrible on this. I'm not gonna lie to you, but I believe that's supposed to be for Joe Bitonio. I got him down for 1 sack or half a sack, and then Deshaun Watson, I have him at 4 or 5. It could really go to 6. The Browns' offensive line, I think, is fine. I've said a lot about Jack Conklin and him not playing well, but those sacks weren't his fault. Same thing with Jed. I think the tackle positions, as much as we're going to blame them for certain things, it's not really their fault. When a lot of pressure comes through at the tackle position, it's usually Deshaun Watson that's doing something that's not helping out his offensive linemen. So that's something that Deshaun needs to improve on. The only time I've seen the tackles really give up a ton of pressure was when James Hudson was out there. They drafted DeJuan Jones. Now we know why. Let me know what you think of this. Does watching this make you feel better about the Browns' plan to protect Deshaun Watson next season? Or does it put you in a better understanding of, okay, the sacks are going to be high, but it's because of this and not necessarily because we have a bad offensive line or bad scheming? I think a lot of this, if that sack number is much lower, I think if Jack Conklin plays in the last game of the year, straight, because you look at that game and I'm pointing out literally 4 or 5 times that James Hudson is directly responsible for giving up a sack. And if you look at the season, the sack numbers were fine for Deshaun. all up until those last 2 games where it went from 5, where it went for like 1 a game, 2 a game, maybe even 3 a game, 1 a game, 1 a game, to 5 in a game, 7 in a game. So that's what I think happened. I don't think it's anything worth panicking about, but let me know what y'all think in the comment section below. Y'all have a great day. Good night.